Hello viewer, welcome to this tutorial on test cases in manual testing and test cases in software testing. I will show you how to write test cases for login page. I will use the TestCase Studio Pro to write test cases for Gmail login page. You may have used TestCase Studio plugin. Now TestCase Studio generates test cases automatically while recording in simple English sentences. This is TestCase Studio Pro. TestCase Studio Pro is the advanced version of TestCase Studio Recorder plugin or extension. TestCase Studio Pro version has all the features of TestCase Studio, like record user actions and screenshots in the browser. You can view the TestCase Studio tutorials in the I button to learn more about it. In addition, TestCase Studio Pro has a premium UI, which means it has a new and more interactive user interface. TestCase Studio Pro records the URL when each step was recorded and also the network logs. TestCase Studio Pro can record the entire screen, a single window or desktop app, or any one tab in the Chrome browser. Once you make the video recording, you can view it or download the video recording. TestCase Studio Pro records screenshots with a red border on the operated element. It has no size or performance issue due to more screenshots, and you may download only the screenshots separately. Then in TestCase Studio Pro, you may copy the entire test case data and paste it somewhere. It also has automation testing commands for Selenium, Cypress and Playwright tools. And it has a better attribute filter to generate XPath and CSS selectors for automation testing, etc. This is the selectorshub.com website, and you can install TestCase Studio Pro from the Chrome Web Store. In TestCase Studio Pro, there are many columns. The first column is for the serial numbers, then the steps in English sentences are shown, then there is a column for URL, then XPath and CSS selector for the operated element, and the network logs. Here we can add the expected results and the screenshots. I will show you how to use TestCase Studio Pro shortly, but let us see the list of test cases for login page. There can be many login test cases. Here I have listed login test cases for Gmail that I think are important. I have highlighted the negative test cases for login page in red. Negative test cases mean that they should result in error. And I have highlighted the positive test cases for login page in green. Positive test cases mean that they should result in success. So for example, negative test cases can be that verify null email and password is not signed in Gmail. Then verify invalid email is not signed in. Verify that the user cannot log in with valid email but a blank password. Then positive test cases include verify that the password characters are hidden, then verify the forgot email functionality, and this is an important test case, login with valid email and password. This is a positive test case, meaning it should result in success. Then Gmail also has login with phone number. Also verify the logout message, and in case the user cancels the logout, verify logout cancel. Then verify logout and login with a different user and also the same user. Now after installing TestCase Studio Pro, I have restarted my browser and opened google.com. Now the first thing I need to do is click on this extensions button, and here is TestCase Studio Pro. I can pin it to the toolbar. Now whenever I click on this TestCase Studio Pro icon, TestCase Studio Pro will open. I will record the test case for null email and null password. So for that, I don't need all these columns. So in TestCase Studio Pro, I can customize the UI. So I'll click on pause here to pause the recording. Click on customize, and here I can select which columns I want. So the serial number and steps column will always be there, but let me keep the URL or the link column. I don't want XPath, I don't want CSS selectors, I don't want logs. I want to keep expected results and screenshots. And there are some minor settings. For example, do I want it to record the scroll event or shift key or arrow keys, etc. So I don't want these minor events, so I can uncheck all of these. And again click on customize to get rid of the customize pane. Now let me click on record and go to Google, and here we can see that TestCase Studio Pro is recording because it has this red button in the title. So first I need to test for null email, so I can just click on Gmail here. Then I'll click on sign in. Now the sign in web page is open and I want to test with null email. So I'll just click on the next button. Now I go to TestCase Studio Pro and pause the recording, and let me see. So these are the steps that it has recorded. So first step is open website, google.com, click on Gmail on the same URL, then click on sign in at this link and click on next. Now here my expected result is that it asks for email. Email address is required. So this is the error that I am going to get. Now this is the null email test case. So I can set the test case name here. So let me call it Gmail null email test case. And now what I can do is I can click on copy test case. So this is going to copy all these columns. Now I pasted the copied test case into Excel, and here this is the serial number, steps, URL and expected result. I can increase the font size and do whatever formatting I want, and I can use it as a test case in my software testing. Also I can download the test case as Excel, or I can download it as CSV. Let me download it as CSV and click on save. Now you notice that the test case has been saved with the name that I gave here. This is the CSV file, and I can open it in Excel or open it in Notepad, and here it is a comma separated values file. Or I can download the test case as PDF file and save it. This is the PDF file, and here we can see the same columns, serial number, steps, URL and expected result, that I set in the customize UI. In TestCase Studio Pro, I can look at the screenshots. So this is the serial number 1, open website, then click on Gmail and it is highlighted with a red border, and click on sign in here, and here is where email has to be given. Enter an email or phone number. I can close this and I can download the screenshots also separately. These are the screenshots. I can open it, and here are all the files. I can open these and see the next screenshot. Click on Gmail, click on sign in, and got the error. Now once I have my first test case of testing the null email, I can test for null password also. I can give a valid email and give a null password. So for that, I can delete these steps individually, or I can delete all steps from here. So it gives a confirmation warning. Are you sure you want to delete all recorded steps? And click on delete. Now I can click on record to start the recording, and here I am going to test the Gmail with a valid email but null password. So click on sign in, and here I am going to put my valid email and click on next, but give a null password and click on next button here. So it says enter a password. Now I can stop the recording, and here we see that there is an extra step. So any extra steps can be deleted. I can just delete that, and the warning was enter a password. So I'm going to put the error enter a password. Then I can give the test case name here. So it is Gmail null password test case, and I can copy the test case or download it as Excel or CSV or PDF, etc. Now in this null password test case, I can add more steps also. So let us say I want to add a step between step number 4 and 5. So I can click on this button on step number 4, and now it enters another step. So here I can type, for example, I want to wait for 5 seconds. So I can add that step, and I can delete any of these steps. Now there is an undo button also. So if I just made any change by mistake, I can undo that also. Now let me show you the screen recording. For screen recording, we can click on record screen, where the tooltip says click to start recording your screen. And here there are 3 options. Either we can record the entire screen, or we can record a window, or we can record a Chrome tab. So I'm going to select this tab here and click on the share button. Now here I'm going to test with the null email. Click on sign in and click on next. Now here I can pause the recording, or I can stop the recording, and once the recording is stopped, I can click on this eye icon to watch the recorded video. Now this is the video, so I can click on the play button here, and this is like a video test case. So I clicked on Gmail, then I clicked on sign in, and then on sign in I clicked on the next button and close this, and if I want, I can download the recorded video also. So this is null email test case video. In TestCase Studio Pro, I have already written the test case for verify null email is not signed in, and verify that cannot log in with valid email and blank password. Now I'll show you how to write the test case in TestCase Studio Pro for verify that we cannot log in with valid email and invalid password, and also verify that the password is hidden. So I can combine these 2 test cases into a single test case. Now I am on google.com web page and let me open TestCase Studio Pro. And the next time I open TestCase Studio Pro, it is going to have the same settings that we used in the customize, because it saves the settings to the local computer. Now I'll click on customize again, and this time I want XPath, CSS selector, logs, and I don't want shift key or arrow keys. And here there is input data variable. Suppose we want to give some variable name instead of the actual test data, the actual email address, we can give some name there. But let me leave it for now and click on customize again to get rid of that window. Then this is the attribute filter. It is useful when I have to convert the manual test case into automation testing script. Now in the attribute filter, when I'm testing Gmail, I know that I don't want to use class because that can be dynamic sometimes. So I'm going to uncheck that. So it is going to generate the XPath and CSS selector without the class. Or if I want, I can give a specific attribute name, or if I don't want without a specific attribute, I can enter that here. But this looks okay for now, so let me click on filter again. Now here are the steps to use TestCase Studio Pro. It says now start your testing. All actions will be converted in English sentences here, and for each step unique selector will be generated for use in automation testing script. And we have to turn on the driver command and set as per our requirement. Then we can download the test case or copy all the steps or automation testing script. So let me go to Google, and this time I am going to test with valid email and invalid password, and also check that the password is hidden. So first I click on the Gmail link, then click on sign in button here, and here I am going to enter my valid email and click on the next button, and here I am going to give invalid password and click on the next button. Now go to TestCase Studio Pro and I can click to pause the recording. Now after the test case is recorded, I can look at the screenshots just to verify that I am doing it correctly. So I clicked on the Gmail button, then clicked on sign in, then entered this test data into the email address, clicked on the next button here, and the password is hidden, but I need to put the expected result and click on next, etc. Now I can put the expected results. So after entering the invalid password, I have to put expected result. Password should be hidden, and after clicking on next, there is an error message, and the error message is wrong password. Sometimes developers ask for the logs also that are in the web browser, so I can click here and see the logs. So these are the actual requests that have gone to the web server, and I can download the logs by clicking here. Click to download network logs. Now the steps are that open website, click on Gmail, click on sign in, enter the test data into email address, click on next, enter the invalid password and click on next, and there should be an error that wrong password has been entered. If I want to copy the test case, I can simply copy it or download it as Excel, CSV or PDF file. Or if I want to convert this test case into test automation script, I can click on this command toggle button here. Now here is the command driver.findElement. So here if I copy this XPath column, it is going to give me all the driver commands that I can put in my automation testing script, and I can complete that and my automation testing script will be ready. So let me copy this. I've pasted all those commands from TestCase Studio Pro in my Selenium WebDriver with Java in Eclipse IDE. So now I'm going to complete these commands and show you. I've added the commands to the commands that I copied from TestCase Studio Pro. So for example, on Gmail, I called the command click, then on sign in button click, then send keys, given my email address and clicked on next, etc. So let me play this. So Selenium WebDriver with Java has opened the Chrome browser and it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. It is going to click on the Gmail link, then click on the sign in button, enter the email, etc. Now one other feature in TestCase Studio Pro is that, for instance, I close the TestCase Studio Pro window here and the test case is gone, because the next time I open TestCase Studio Pro, it is going to open with a blank table. Now there is a feature, I can download the last test case, click here, and it is going to download it as an Excel file. So I still have that data, but let me cancel this for now. There are few more features in TestCase Studio Pro. For example, in command, I just selected the default command driver.findElement because I had to show it to you in Selenium WebDriver with Java. But if I just click here, there are other commands also available. For example, this is for Cypress, then for Selenium WebDriver with Python, etc. And if your command is not there that you are going to use in automation testing script, so you can write your own command, for example d.f, and here give XPath value keyword. So then when you press enter, in your XPath column this command will be available. For example, after recording a couple of steps, you can see the custom command here. The other feature in TestCase Studio is that it has the dark theme also available. So if I click on this moon icon, it will convert that into dark theme, and if I want to revert, I can click on the sun icon and it will convert it back to the light theme. In this software testing tutorial, I showed you how to write test cases in manual testing with example of login test cases for Gmail. You can write test cases in manual testing easily by using TestCase Studio Pro. I'll put the link of TestCase Studio Pro in the video description at the bottom. You can click on subscription plans and you can take a free trial or buy any plan of TestCase Studio Pro to practice writing all these login page test cases manual. Thank you.